All right. Hello. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time before I talk because sometimes the stream cuts out at the first part, and I need to try to keep in the back of my mind to do this, like leave some time after I finish saying my outro afterwards. Alright, so yeah, I'm doing more of this. I added some lines to make it a little bit more goopy. Yeah, I need to do the lines here, so let's just erase this. Let's make it this bigger. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. And I hope all of you are having a nice day. What's up, Hip? Welcome to the stream. Alright, so right now I'm actually just doing this. I think this should be big enough. Let's just make it massive. And I could just fill in the black line there. And so let's switch it to 2 and fill in that line. And so something like that should do just fine. Alright, so since I'm here, let's also do that and then just duplicate that one last time for right there. Alright. Okay. This one took somewhat of a while, but you got there. Let me just let you see how the goop looks like in motion. Alright, so the goop is fine. It moves a bit fast, but it's good. It's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be right back. I'm gonna be back. It will take nothing more than a minute. Okay, I am back. Don't really expect this to be all that interesting of a stream, but I will hopefully make it a good one. Because for the most part, we did the melting 2 streams on this specific version ago, and did this melting on the body last time I streamed this. Alright, so I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so I think I could probably get away with a little bit more slime on the hands. So let's actually do something kind of like that there. And I know the palms should be a different color, but we're gonna Just have the slime occupy that color for right now. Alright, so something like that should be good. Let's also have the slime just go ink out just a tad more. Alright, so everything seems to be in order. Let me just go ahead and just do that. And nice. Alright, hopefully the music is fine. I think the music could go a tad higher. So let's go to right there. And so just a little bit of slime everywhere. That's helping to do the trick a bit. With like the grossness of the squonk, like handling it. Because the squonk, it does look somewhat cute, but it's gross. By the way, I really like the new season of Rick and Morty. I didn't really care too much for the last season, but this season is pretty good. Like, don't think there was an episode that just seemed dumb or out of place, at least in my opinion. Like, it's not like last season, or I can't even remember how many seasons ago it was, but I still remember that Easter Bunny episode. That episode was just so dumb, in my opinion. But, not like the good kind of dumb. But still a pretty good show for the most part. And I like that it seems to be getting back into the swing of things, where it seems like everything is going like as it should be. I also tried out that new President Curtis show, and I just really don't think it's gonna be good. But that's probably because maybe I just prefer Rick and Morty. But then again, I do like Solar Opposites, and that's basically exactly like Rick and Morty. They even had the same voice guy for a bit. But I just really don't think that would be good. The characters, they just seem like they're going to be annoying pretty quickly. Like, the vibes that I got from the Curtis show, it made me think that this feels like it's probably going to be like the new norm. And we all know how horrible that was. So, that's just what I'm thinking. Now I remember, I was originally... Alright, so let's actually thicken this a little more. So just add a bit of that there. Alright, so let's just add. What's up, dude? I'm gonna be lurking. I like the stream. And I see you're working on an animation. Looks cool so far. Thanks, on Kitty. Also, welcome to the stream. Alright, so we have all of this here, and I think that should be good enough. Alright, so let's just have like little flecks of slime, just that, and that should do the trick. So I'm going to just go ahead and just like add the slime to here. It was relatively difficult to see because it just is. So just gonna go here, do something kind of like this, and just that. And now we can just test and see where the tins go. Because I think the slime like dripping down should do the trick there, make it look real nice. Alright, I don't know if it should be on the arms or not. I'm gonna leave it free from the arms for now. Alright, so let's actually take a listen, take a gander and all that, with how the animation looks now. And basically listen to what needs to be next. Alright, I can't hear it over the music, so I'm going to mute the music for right now, then I'll put it back when I'm done listening. Alright, so boop and boop. There we go. Alright, so now let's listen to this properly and intensely. What in the fuck? I know I forgot to do something. Alright, so I need to also make a background to that picture to have the creature going into the lake. But for now, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to do all of that. But what I will do is I'll make like a little temporary placeholder, if anything. Alright, so let's go here. That's good. Then I'm going to just basically do close-up of Caleb's feet. Alright, so just grab all. Why isn't it grabbing anything? Alright, that should be good. Let's move it all down. Alright, grab the right one this time. Excellent. Alright, so not only am I gonna do that, I'm also going to have the tin like melt. So let me just listen again. Alright, so let's do it to around like 950.
Caleb.
Yeah, 950 should do the trick. So let's do that. And if anything, I could just skip that little section and just go back to the part where Chloe shows up, which would be pretty good too. Oh, 10 folks, that's great. Alright, so So let's just go, oh, not right there. Let's go here. And let's just do his feet right now. The background isn't gonna make any sense right now, but it will be fine. Trust me. Alright, so I'm gonna. That's unfortunate. And anyways, let's just go ahead and just have his feet go kind of like this. So, for those of you that don't know, Caleb, he's in disco pants literally all the time. So that's just basically his style. But I may change him into other stuff. I remember when I was first plotting out the character because I knew I was gonna be animating him. I was going to make him just be legs, basically. Make him into stumps. But I thought that just didn't feel right. So that's just what I did. To have like a better visualizer, let me put the music back on. Sorry about that. You know, I noticed folks came when the music stopped. Is the music bad or something? I don't know. Alright, but I'll just leave that there because I don't talk enough for there to not be any music. But I'll probably do that experiment later. Alright, but anyways, this is what was gonna have for him. Was basically going to be this. See, this, as you can see, just those stubs there. This is like just a very rough draft of how Caleb would look. So, just that basically. And this is basically how he looks when I storyboard the character. So yeah, that's just basically it. Music is fine. People come and go on streams all the time. Well, anyways, I'm drawing right now. That's why I can't talk much. Oh, that's great that you're drawing. No worries, Uni Kitty. It's just nice having you here. Alright, so we got this. Let's go ahead and get rid of this like temporary drawing of Caleb and go ahead and just color him in. And sorry, started choking on the air. The air quality shouldn't really be that bad, but here I am still choking on it. Alright, so it feels like his legs are too wide apart, but I'm gonna just keep it that way. Alright, so let's also do this to like signify slime. Oh, that reminds me. I need to have something drooping down here. So let's just do that. Alright, so let's see how the pants look when it's drooping. Alright, that's good too. Excellent. And I'm going to have to remember the droop for this. Alright, so some spot is there missing. And there it is, literally 1 pixel, as per usual. Alright, so that should be good like that. I'll focus on the squonk and then I'll draw in the details on his pants after. You know what's funny? Apparently the British people consider like pants to be underwear, which is neat. Excuse me. Alright, so let's just do a little bit more of the duplications. Alright, so that should be good like that. What's up, Mary? Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's having a lovely day so far. Mine's going well. In fact, I'm never really gonna post it, but I do make paintings, and I just painted a picture of some clouds. Now, did they look realistic? I did my best, but I can't say that for certain. So, let's go ahead and move this here. This here. And hopefully this has a nice goopy look to it. Because this is going to be the guy that melted like so. Oh, it never saved while playing. This is concerning. It might crash. Oh, thank goodness. Like, that's literally, in all my years of using this program, the first time it ever saved while the animation was playing in the program itself. Alright, so I think that works. It looks moldy and fungusy enough. So just need to add some more folds to it because this guy was so bent and full of folds and stuff. Should probably add like eyes and stuff too. To save, dude. Critter sometimes crashes for sore. Yeah, I have this like open tunes to autosave. I remember one time that I didn't have it enabled and I lost an entire project, and that was so annoying to me. Like, my gosh, it just sucked. Alright, so, okay, that's fine. Alright, so let's color it in and make sure everything looks in order. Damn, man, I've been there. Yeah, that feels like almost like a rite of passage because I've heard so many like animators been through something similar. Also, video editors, they go through something similar too. Ron is okay. Oh, that's good. Alright, so we have this here. Let's go ahead and I think it probably needs to be thicker, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and I'm thinking maybe I should change the color of Caleb's shoes, at least for now, so that I can properly do the lines and then I could just put it back in later. You know, it would be easier just to change the color of the lines for the squonk. So we're gonna just do that. Look at me talking myself out of that. So we're just gonna do this. Alright, that's good. Alright, so that's that. Oh, let me switch that back to area mode before I forget. And excellent. Alright, so let's go ahead and just do this. So let's make this kind of like the flattening of it in a way. So let's do something kind of like so. Is this making much sense? Not really, but it's dang it. I need to also keep in mind to fill in everything, and it's still. What point did I miss there? Oh, dang. My microphone is wrapped around my microphone. It came out wrong, but it's accurate. Alright, so. What's up, Maddie? True, welcome to the stream. I don't know if we'll get to it this stream, but your character is gonna come up pretty soon in this. Alright, so, we got this. So yeah, if it doesn't come up this time, most likely next time I stream it will. Alright, so, I'm going to have it be like this, then this. I should animate to the sound, but I think like this is just better. So, yeah. What's up, Ape Green? Welcome to the stream. Also, welcome to the stream, Maddie Chu, in case I did not say that. I'm not sure if I did. I feel like I would have already said it, but just in case. Stopping by, camping right now. I'm going tomorrow. Alright. Sounds good. Hope you have fun camping. Alright, so let's also build it up here. And maybe I could have like the eye dragging around or something like that. Alright, so let's have the eye go kind of like that. Alright, so. Alright, so it's good. This is good. Home tomorrow. By the way, I'm voicing this animation if anyone is wondering. Yes, he's going to be voicing the character known as Chloe. She should be, yeah, that's her right there. She's the one on the left. I'm the one on the right. And this dragon fella is not in the animation. But I did make a separate animation involving these characters and the dragon called The Edge of the World. It was actually part of a map for Marichu that I participated in. Alright, so I decided to just use some of those original characters. Alright, so, let's see. It's looking good. Let's just put that there so I know that's the eye. And then this. It needs more folds, so we're gonna just do that real quick. Want this to be nice and lumpy. Want it to be like a pillow at a department store. Alright. What's up, P? Welcome to the stream. Alright, so that's good. We got the nice folding out section, so now let's go with a sinking in. It sounded like I hummed a theme song, but it was just a random hum. Alright, so that's one thing I was also weighing with. Or is I had like the idea to like make a theme song for my series. Other series on YouTube don't have that for the most part. And it's perfectly understandable why, but I don't know. If I'm producing it, I feel like, and like making the entire thing, I feel like I may as well just add what I want to it. And I kind of want a nice little intro, like stuff like The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy has. Can't remember, did I have it lumpy? Yeah, I had it lumpy all the way down, so I need to add some lumps to it, like warts, I mean. Alright, so let's do that. Originally, in my head, I envisioned it being like a whole bunch of separate creatures, and it still is, but I decided to just make them more into Latinus, so it's basically impossible to see where one ends and the other begins, so it sort of simulates a puddle. Alright, so we're gonna have that. Oh, someone else joined. Sup, Jaslyn, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Alright, so let me go ahead and add these warts right here. So just some more warts, and then afterwards I can just block up this part here and just erase it. Alright, so that's good. I could probably just add the warts along with the painting. So let's just forget about that for right now. Color that in and make sure everything is working well and being lovely. Alright, so just wondering, maybe I should just not color it in. Put that there. There we go. Not coloring it in would be ideal. Alright, sup, Jaslyn. Alright, so we got that. Let's also add just the most thin amount of the sky there is. Now the background is going to be entirely different for this specific scene. I'm going to like have it zoom in. So that's just so you guys know. All right. So I was thinking about like having it go between each leg, and I feel like that could be an interesting way to go about it. Also, right now, this is technically animated in ones. How did that go down so quickly? Right, but yeah, I have this like. Speaking of warts, I have this massive one on my arm, and it's just so big. I put some cream on it, and it actually went down a bit, so it's surprising. That's some pretty good cream. Alright, so let's make it big once again. Yeah, it may seem a bit much, but I plan on making this guy crawl all the way at the other side of him, and then it's going to cut to like just between his legs and just have the creature disappear into the water. This may not seem like it, but this is in fact a creature called a squonk. It's able to melt itself whenever it feels like it's been seen, because it's so ugly it's always crying, and you can track it down by following a puddle of tears. That is like the saddest cryptid ever. Alright, so we have that. Let's go ahead and put that eye right there. Let's do that. Alright, so that's good like that. I'm not coloring it in right now because I just want to color it in, like, just, you know, it's just easier to color it in all at once rather than stop and color. It's really much easier to get into the vibe of things when I'm doing it this way. Alright, so let's just do that and undo this part, and that's good. Alright, so I'm gonna have this part go between the legs. And hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. Alright, I'm not seeing the music line go up, so I'm actually going to turn the music up just a teeny bit. By the way, this specific part is made by Stereo Naughty. Excuse me. And the one before was made by another YouTuber named Karu. Karu. Alright. So let's just go ahead and do something kind of like that. And maybe I can have like some sort of visual for like the splitting of between the leg. Not sure if I can work it in there very well, but I will do my best. Alright, so let's actually go down a little bit, and I'm running out of frames. Oh my. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, I don't think anyone will notice that the slime is much shorter right here. But I think it will be fine. Don't think folks will mind that much. Alright, so that's good. Let's also add like just a slight, actually no, not quite. Let's do a slight split kind of form in there. Alright, so let's go here, and I need, oh, not quite there. Actually, let's duplicate right now. Actually, before I do that, let's save because I made a lot of progress. Alright, so let's duplicate. Keeping it empty so I can just go ahead and just do the tin just like that. Alright, so let's also duplicate that too. And then what I will do is I will go back and just do a bit of the painting now, just to see how that looks. And it's gonna be pretty fast going by, but that's fine. Alright, so let's just do that. I know I missed something. Okay. See, it's rather frustrating doing that and just having that be the outcome. So that's why it's just easier to do the painting afterwards. Like so, this is just much easier. Alright, so alright, where could I have made the misjudgment? Right here. Alright, and I'll just leave that eye blank for right now. So let's just see how that would look. Wow, looks very creepy in fast motion. Let's put it by trees just so I could see it a tad better. Alright. Alright, so that works pretty well. Alright, I'll probably just animate it a bit slower. So let's put that back to ones. And go back to what I was doing. Alright, so hopefully you guys are like envisioning my vision to see what I'm trying to envision and put into the vision of what I'm trying to do. Alright, so that's good like that. And I forgot to add the eye there. So let's just do something like that. Alright, so I think now is the time to have him start pumping back up. So let's do that. Alright, let's go ahead and connect that. Alright, so that's pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna go back to just doing the lines, and then I'll color it in later like I have. So let's also try to remember like it's going through that. So that's good like that. Alright, so let's have it zoom all the way here. Kinda like how like bardcore this specific song sounds. Those of you that don't know, bardcore is something it sounds like a bard would play it. You know, like those folks that follow around adventures and just play music for them. Alright, so let's just do this as the circle because I continuously forget now to do it. So now it's done. Alright, so we got that there. And let's also take a bit here too. And let's actually color this one in so that I can visualize it a little more. And okay, I can see why that one did that. It was just a huge mistake there. That's good. Then after I do I was about to call it milk, but that's far from incorrect. I mean, that's far from correct. It's not milk. It's squonk. It's a whole squonk actually. I was about to say squonk liquids, but that's kind of defeats the point. That's how the squonk is. It's a liquid. All right, so got that there. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do something kind of like that, and like that, and like this, and like that, and back. I was playing Uno with my mom and dad. Uno is a fun game. I used to play it a bunch myself. But yeah, that's a nice game. I remember, like back when I first got a phone, that Uno was an app, and yeah, I guess it's fine that it's an app, but it's just weird to me because it's a card game. Why not just? Well, I guess it could be online, and you could play it with other people. Alright, I answered my own question, so never mind on that. Yeah, but like if it's like the original Uno and it needs someone else to be like right there with you, then I think you should just do it with the cards, because the cards are much more better in my opinion. Alright, so Uno is still an app, I think. Yeah, but it used to be like a game with like actual physical cards. Like that way, wouldn't really like need the internet for it at all. I used to play like with the cards, the card version. Alright, so we have this going on here. And I think it's time to like make the squonk like swell up a bit. So I'm going to actually do something kind of like that there. Alright, so that's good, like I said. I was playing with the actual cards with my mom and dad. Alright, that is great. It's nice to know that they still have the cards and stuff. I remember the Uno reverse being a meme, but one thing that I also remember when I seeing in stores like when I was like young is I don't know what it's called, but they used to have this technological thing. I know that doesn't really sound right, but they used to have this thing where like if you draw a certain kind of card, it spits out like 20 cards at the opponent or like the player or something like that. I don't know what it was called, but I just have this vague memory of it. It's odd to me. But yeah, they have a new version called Uno No Mercy. Oh, now that sounds cool. How does it work? Because I have not played Uno in years. It's been so long. Alright, so why am I getting the eraser? I shouldn't use the eraser just yet. Alright, so we got that. Let's just make this into the eyeball. Alright, so that's good. Alright, so right now I'm making it so that the squonk is like going in between the legs of Caleb, like between one leg at least. Alright, so right now the squonk should be like swelling back up. So let's just do something kind of like that. Probably made it a bit too big, but that's fine. Uno is a nice game. I was also obsessed playing with friends or in family or online. Yeah, Uno is like one of the best card games. And I don't know when Uno was invented, but surely it's old enough where like excuse me. Surely it's old enough where instead of like poker cards and stuff like that being in casinos, we can like have some tables where people could just play Uno for money. I think that would be so awesome. Like, and it would be so high stakes, and it would make like more of the cabin like be interactive. But it would have to be like special Uno cards where people can't just bring in one to steal or anything like that. And maybe the hands have to be like on the table at all times. I think that would be pretty cool to see in a casino. But like, you know how casinos are nowadays, always scamming. So I'm not sure how they can scam their way with that one. But because like with the roulette machines, they can just back in the day they used to have like a certain magnet where it doesn't where it can just signal the ball to like go in a certain spot. But nowadays, since the roulette machines are like computerized, it would be like much more difficult to pull that off. So they would probably do so they would just like make it mechanical and have it be random chance. Now I can't say how it is with like the physical machines like with the teller in it, because I have seen those, but I haven't really bothered to play those because that's really high stakes. But yeah, it's just really crazy. I forgot how it goes, but it's harder than the original Uno. Basically, if you get like 20 cards in your hand, you're out. Oh, that is crazy. And that seems like a really hard type of Uno. I like it. Alright, so yeah, that's a pretty cool Uno. And I don't know if this is just like a big project or something, but like nowadays, whenever it's auto saving, it takes ages. It used to only take a second, but it takes so long now. But that reminds me. I know I just said that reminds me, but I instantly forgot what I was about to say. And that is just, I hear that's such a common thing, and it is. Like sometimes you just walk into a room and forget what it is you were there to get. And that's just one of those quirks of existence. Like older folks say that it's an old people thing, but I've been doing that for many years now. So, yeah. Alright, so we got that there. Let's have him be flat again. Alright, so I gotta have like that amount times 3. I don't really feel like doing the math on it right now, but it should be around that much to get the 10 complete fully. And by 10 I mean just to get to like section like 950 or so. And so that's good. And luckily I zoomed in there because that spot was open. Right, I still read everything, so that is good. Alright, so I just want to see how that looks in fast motion. That just looks crazy. But yeah, I could probably add some tweening frames, if anything. But I'm not gonna do that until I finish it for the most part. Alright, so got that going. You know what they say, when it comes to projects, always estimate double the time and then double it again. So like, I thought this would be done so long ago, but I was clearly incorrect. Alright, so now I probably changed size a bunch. I think that's about fine. Actually, let's make this just a tad bigger. Not much, but just enough. Alright, so that should be good. Alright, so that is good. Yeah, Chloe should be coming in like the next stream. Hopefully this one though, because I am making some progress, but I'll likely run out of time before I get like a proper amount done. But yeah, there's a slight chance it would be this one, but most likely it's gonna be the next one. Definitely the next one, Fennington. Alright, so that's basically that. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some more like folds to this. Let's actually do just a little double fold right there. Think, should he leave a slime trail? Nah. Let's add that so I don't forget, and that's good. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually color in this frame too. And I actually noticed that just before that happened, so that's great. Alright, so I can just color that in later. But that is looking pretty good so far. And it does show that the tin is stretching, which is great. Right, so keep in mind it's not walking on water or anything. The slime isn't walking on water. Even though it technically would be able to, I guess. But it's just basically just moving along the side and edges and stuff. Alright, so because the background is not complete yet. This one is the background from a different part of the animation than the earlier part. Alright, so got that going. Just need to make it big now. So let's do this and make it big. And so let's just have another fold be like right here. That would be a nice spot for it. Okay. Alright. Hopefully this stream is relaxing to you guys. And I really hope that, like, some of you guys that are watching are also, like, working on your projects too, like Unkitty is. They keep on trying to say like Unikitty, but it's actually Unkitty. I can't remember where Unikitty is from because I know I heard it somewhere. Alright, so got that in this. I want to say the Lego movie, but I don't know where Unikitty would be in that, so it has to be some other thing. Right, anyways. So, we got that. I continuously forget this eye, and got that at least. Stream is pretty relaxing. That's good to know. Thank you, Unkitty. Alright, so, yeah, I keep on forgetting this eye. So, I need to remember that, basically. Excuse me. Alright, so 18, 19, so I would need to make like 33 frames if I'm gonna make it something like that. Alright, so yeah, this is far from 33. I do not have enough frameage. So I was thinking about like going and like shooting like the in-between shot, but I don't know why I'm saying shooting. There ain't no camera here. Only art. But you know what I mean. Alright, so we got that here. Let's also have this one like coming from the other side. So bad at drawing hands. I'm struggling right now. No worries. All artists are bad at drawing hands. You know, I think that might be like part of the reason why AI was so bad at drawing hands for like a significant portion of time. It only got good recently. But yeah, hands are like very difficult. Personally, I suck at drawing hands. Like I can make an okay hand now, but I am real bad at it. See, this is like the best hand that I can make, and I can only make it in certain poses. See, it's all right, but I feel like it could go better. Let's just make the hand orange, because why not? This is a human colored hand. I'm gonna erase it right after it finishes saving. This is taking quite a while. I know better than to disable autosave. I was almost certain it was gonna crash. Alright, so yeah, I'm glad you think that. But yeah, I remember when I first started out though. When I first started out in my first animation, my hands looked something kinda like this. So it's something like that. Now, this looks like way worse. But like, I remember that's how it was during like my very first animation. For those of you that don't know, my first animation was named Safe Walk. And it was about this man who he locked his dog inside of a safe to like keep him safe. And then the dog, he just threw himself right onto the man, and the man's head and half of his body just splattered all across the pavement. And then the dog came out of the safe, and he immediately started eating the man's eyeball. So yeah, that was that animation, my first one ever. I made a whole launch series of like violent animations. Those were the days. I think this was for YouTube. Actually, YouTube was crazy then too, but it's before they got like crazy. I remember a theme song going crazy. I think it was the theme song for, I was about to say Keenan and Kel, but that's not right. It's Key and Peele. They both have K in their name, and it's and in the middle, so I got confused. Alright, so. But yeah, both of those good shows. I don't know which one I find funnier, but I think I laugh significantly more with Keenan and Kel episodes. So I would have to say they're funnier, but then again, it just could be some nostalgia. I didn't grow up on it, but I did see it when I was young, so that was a nice time. Alright, so we got that, and excuse me. Alright, so let's see, where was I? Was the eye? That eye is too massive. You know, it has to have happened in nature at some point. But sometimes I think about pregnant frogs, and I think there has to be at least one frog that gets like pregnant and keeps it. I know there's that frog where it lays its egg on its back and just carries around the baby that way. But I'm thinking about like inside pregnancy, where they keep it inside of them rather than on them. I don't know if frogs work that way, but there has to be at least one, because nature is so creative. It's just so interesting. Alright, so, let's see. Alright, so we got that there. Alright, that's good. For a second, I was concerned that there was no sound. Alright, so let's do that. Oh, 12 folks. That's awesome. Alright, anyways, let's keep it going. Alright, so that should have a nice slide to it now. Alright, let's actually color in this one too right now, just to see how that may look. And yeah, there's a point there. Alright, so that's gone, excellent. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Alright, so then once I get more complete, I'll go back and just do that. Kind of like how it went like gentle at first, and then I started over exaggerating it. Alright, so I think I need a little more right up here. And I'll just paint that in now because I'll probably forget by the time I'm actually painting them. So yeah. Alright, so that's better. Alright, that looks good. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Baby, will you take me back? That's from some show, but I don't know what it was. Probably something from the Snyderverse. That show, that guy created basically so many folks' childhood. Alright, so that's good. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Good. So that's good like that. I gotta go now, man. Have an amazing rest of the stream. Take care, everyone. Goodbye, Unkitty. Hope you have a nice day. Can't wait to see the animation when it's posted. Yeah, hopefully it's posted soon. But I'm glad you can't wait for it. You have a nice day, Unkitty. Speaking of days are getting shorter, folks. It is that time of the year. Now, as much as I hate the heat, I do love the long length of days. Because, like, it just feels nice. And that's coming from someone who's, like, arguably more of a night owl. But, like, I just enjoy the long days, and the long days are the good days. Like, it just feels so... I can't think of a better word right now, but, like, unproductive. To during the short days of the year. And I messed up right there because I was meant to do another 10 right there, and I messed it up. Alright, so let's just do one duplication so that I can erase all of that. Alright, so let's do Y. Alright. Yeah, the days are shorter. Still think of it as a nice time though. Because that's when, like, all of the good holidays start. You know, like Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving is problematic now, but there's no reason why you can't just, like, get together and just have a nice family get-together with your family. And, like, not really celebrate what the holiday was based off of, but, like, celebrate just being together and being alive and thankful for that. I think that's a good thing. Alright, so So yeah, but anyways, what's another holiday? Alright, so let's put D on that. Let's actually quickly save or quickly saved. And none. Uh-oh. Okay, let's just wait. Luckily I hit save, so it shouldn't lose any progress. Alright, good. Alright, so Alright, let's see how big. Alright. Ooh. By the way, I got a request by someone that I should repost that video that I made of myself singing a really old song called Lonesome Town, but like posted in shorts so like more folks would see it. And I guess maybe I'll try that out, cause why not? I mean, I don't know if I don't think I sound good normally, let alone while singing, but it would be a nice little change of pace, I suppose. So, so I'll try that out and see how that is. Just the animation I made to go along with the video, I think it looks quite beautiful. Just got this man walking on his ostrich, doing the ostrich thing. And yeah, it's just wonderful. And I wonder if I can make it seamless. I don't know how I can do that yet. Alright, so. Alright, anywho. Enough about that. Let's just focus on the squonk. The squonk is the main focus here, people. So we have to accommodate the squonk. Alright, so we got the squonk. Alright, so let's do something kind of like that. I'll still have that phone there. Well, it's not a phone, it's a walkie-talkie. Alright, so we got that. This, that. Alright, so that's good. I should be better at Japanese by now. Anyways, so. Alright, so what I need to do is actually make it a little shorter. Because I don't have it just keep on rising now, do I? I don't do that. No, I do not. So let's have it start lowering itself now. So that's good there. And then, so nearly done with this specific part. Then after I finish with this specific part, I'm going to urinate. I simply must do that. There's no avoiding it. Now I can hold it, but I want to be comfortable. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, that's just how I am. Right, so, but I'll let you know when I do. It won't take too long though. Even though I wash my hands, it's still pretty quick about it. Alright, so got this. You know, some folks they don't wash their hands when they go to the bathroom, and those folks they handle food in like the fast food industries. But they handle all kinds of stuff. So that's why you should always pack an extra case of hand sanitizer. And it's also best practice, because that next pandemic, like this one, did not do anything to curb hand washing. They went right back to how they usually do. So the next one will still be insane. So with that, you should always have like a nice decent stock of hand sanitizer, just in case. And since folks seem to think that toilet paper was extremely valuable, you should have like an extra stock of that too. Because like, if I remember correctly, toilet paper is also really good for like kindling and stuff like that. So if you're ever in that dire a situation, we better hope we aren't in that dire a situation where we need to burn toilet paper. But if that were to ever be the case, then I'm pretty sure that that's like highly flammable, or it can be used as kindling. Alright, so that's good. Yeah, I think so. I'm not just sitting there. I will just do coloring of it when I get back. Alright, so let's just do these tiny little spots, and then I could just repurpose that Caleb foot right there. And I think that would look good. Let's just see how it looks before I go to the bathroom. So I have to brush it the correct size. And let's do that. Alright, very fast. Do you imagine if I animated by ones? My gosh. Alright, so I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Now I'll be right back. Alright, so enjoy the music. Okay, I am back. Right, so now let's go back and color everything. Then I can add me some details. Right, so see. Actually, should I erase? Yeah, let's just erase from now. I was thinking about making the squonk transparent, but nah. Alright, so that should do well. Such a spooky song. I just decided to skip it. I know there's no piano in this song, but it feels like there is, doesn't it? Just feels like there's a few piano keys just walking about. Like, do you guys hear it too vaguely? Because I do, somewhat. And I think I'm going to have... Actually, no. I think that'll look fine like that. Since this right here is also a bit much, let's just go ahead and do that. Just to polish it off a little bit. I almost erased the wrong spot. But one good thing is, we are more than halfway to the creation of this animation. So halfway done, basically. Don't know if my stream is lagging or not. Feels like maybe it is. Not certain though. Anyways, if it is lagging, just like reload the page and it should ideally be fine. Alright, so I could just leave that be. So right now I'm just erasing the line parts of these shoes, so it's easier to tell if the squonk got between them. And then after do all of this, I will color in everything. Here I was going to color it in like right then, but that would have been a bad idea. So worked out for the best. Alright. Just one moment. Just moving some stuff. Everything should still be working fine now. Alright, so got that. Just move that there because that would have totally filled everything in. And we're at the point where we can color. Well, I can, and you guys can watch. Alright, so let's go ahead and color this man in. I assume it's a male squonk. Let's actually go back and fill up any patches first. That part wasn't free. So let's put that there and just right here. Thought that extra line was a part of him, but I guess not. Sorry. Getting just a tad sleepy, but that's fine. Perfectly manageable. And so right now I'm coloring the squonk in and making sure everything is in order and prepared for what I needed to do. Alright, so now is basically the time for details. Let's fill in the eye for the most part. Thinking about like adding it, trying, but that wouldn't really make much sense. So I'm not gonna do all that. Or maybe. And I don't know where this perfect circle came from. Kind of looks like some kind of burger, like right here. The buns and the lettuce and the meats. Then the bottom bun could be like one of those Halloween buns from Burger King. I had one of them once and it was not it. Alright, so now let's just do this in trays. And hopefully that was my goal reached. This took quite some time. No, I forgot something. There's two extra folds right there. And two little folds right there. Now I just need to add some of the details like the wart. And maybe I can add shine to that guy's eye. Now this should look like bumps, which is good. keep having these minuscule sleeps, it seems. Alright, so at least some progress is being made. And I still have enough room to add, what was I gonna say? Can't remember. They say bad sleep is linked to bad memory, but no matter how hard I try, I can't sleep any longer than I usually do. I can't sleep function on less than I usually do. This frame, he kind of looks like Blue's Clues, but green and sleeping. I'm gonna just skip this on a little bit. I'm gonna skip it right to a different one entirely. So this should count me out. Okay, so let's keep this going. Alright, let's at least add the details for this too. And I didn't even notice I'm not doing it for Caleb's pants. But that's fine. Man, it's so beautiful outside. It's a nice blue sky. It's a dark blue too. It's just so neat. This part here kind of looks like how the Squonk looked when he was fully formed. Alright. Let's see, how long was I out? Wait, Scott, I was out for 30 seconds or so without realizing it. Alright. Alright, so maybe I'll end it soon, but gonna try and hold on. Oh, 8 folks came back. Well, not 8 folks came back, 3 folks came back. It was 5. Alright, so So that's looking good so far. Alright, so alright, so
Oh, I I'm so bored. These games are starting to feel like chores. But some triangle guy came up with a new game he found. Instead of just one world, I'll have
I was gonna skip him, but he's just about done talking. That's the collector from Amphibia, by the way. By the way, this song is made by Karu. It's so weird. I got a pretty good amount of sleep today. In fact, I think I got even more than usual. 7 hours. Remember, I used to be able to remember very well. But I used to sleep a lot longer then. I don't know what it is, but it's different now. Alright, so after that bit of detailing, I'm gonna go back and just add some slime running down his leg. And let's just do a little bit of that. Alright, perfect. It's on brand for the channel. Let's just go ahead and fix that. Y'all ever think about what if Earth is a speck? And it is, but what if it's a speck and it's just like floating in some kind of wind on a giant planet? That would be something, wouldn't it? And anyways. Remember Horton here's a whole covered something like that. Sorry. Okay. So we have all of these here, got the warts. I'm just coloring in the eyes now. And yeah, I guess that's fine like that. It's literally a few frames, no one's gonna see that. And so that's fine, let's just go and do this. Alright, so let's get this going. And it'd be nice if I could see the tin a little more. Suppose I could draw him with a different, darker color and just like switch them after. That could. That's a perfectly valid thing to do. Alright. That's too much. Too much of a hassle. I could still see a very vague outline, so we're just gonna go with that. Let's just see how that would look. But that's good. Just going back and forward helps it to go nice and slow. Let's add some randomness to it, shall we? Alright, I'm gonna just go ahead and stop making it make sense and just draw to where I assume it would be. Then again, this is a proof of concept. I should put my best foot forward, but I'll still do that, but let's just still try to be better with the time. Let's do something kind of like that. This. So I'm just running having some glue go down his leg. So let's just see how that looks. Should look more uniform than chaotic near the end part. Yep, as expected.
Our might shattered in an instant. The greatest minds of Amphibia bested by a
Yep. Alright, so let's go to this. Alright, so let's go with something kind of like this now. Up, Edon, welcome to the stream. Thank you, Edon Bend. Welcome to the stream. I know I acknowledge you. I don't know if I welcomed you. Well, that's enough slime stuff for right there. Let's just have some more happen here. And if anything, if I remember, I could rework it later. Just feel kind of tired now, so don't feel like doing all of that. Alright, so let's look at the full animation again. So let's do that. Alright, so now that abrupt stop just looks weird. So, gonna just do all of it, so that's good, I guess. Alright, let's just put it up here so at least that can have somewhat of a seam. Alright, so the sound keeps on playing till 1,000. So I was about to say made it to the goal of 930, but that wasn't the case. Alright, so based on that, now I just have to draw Caleb's legs like in between, like to the sides and the cameras in between. Alright, so alright, I'm just gonna let it linger on that shot for a bit. We'll stop it right there. Alright, so let's move this down immensely. Alright, so this here is gonna get changed. So that's there. This one really ought to be covered too, but I guess it isn't. So let's do that. F. Okay. Alright, maybe I could have the shoes face forward a little bit, like so. Alright, let's listen and let's go back and listen to the sounds a bit. In fact, I think that's to spread out a little more actually. I know I missed something there. Okay. Right, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to expand the frames by a little bit. Some of them will remain the same size, but a lot of them are going to change. I think for all of the ones where it's at its highest point, I'm going to expand it by 2. Then I'm just gonna see how that looks like that. because I think expanding it by 2 would make the most sense. So let's see how that looks. I think right there, that one is probably a tad too big. So yeah, I think I will erase some of it. That one just looks slightly too big, so it had to go. So that's better. Let's look at the animation again. Alright, it took 2 hours to make that. And folks that say animation is not hard work, they are crazy. Alright, so we got this going on right here. Alright, so I know I forgot another spot, so there it is there. Let's just add this here just cause. Alright, so that's good. Alright. I think maybe like the frames right before the lawn ones should probably like slow down too. Right. So see how that would look. Right, but not slow down as much, just by 1. Right, so this one here would just go up by 1. Alright, so hard to grab just 1 frame. Alright, so Alright, so let's see. So that should help it to ease a little bit. So let's go back and play it now. Oh, this might crash. So come on, you got this. You got this. Open tunes. Here we go. I knew that I could do it. Wait, let me see. I want to have that sound play like as he's splitting apart with the crack. With the leg, I mean. Alright, so I could have it go much slower at the start. Or I could just have it linger like that. Yeah, that's perfect. Let me just pause that and skip it forward a bit. Alright, just wanted to hear it with the sound nice and proper. Just expand it ever so slightly. Then just do that. And that should do the trick, I think. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Alright, so let's start the music back again for you guys. Let's just start the music. Da, 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 da. Okay, so and so that's the one. Alright, so whenever I duplicate, I like to save first because this program, it tends to crash when duplicating. That's why I don't duplicate like a whole bunch. I think it could handle like 5 or so frames at a time. Otherwise, it would glitch. Work almost looks like a 1980s Saturday morning cartoon. Yeah, especially this shot here. Nice movements. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, and especially this shot here. I'm not sure about the 80s part, but like I know in the 2000s part, they used to have a lot of like anime and they just stand like this and the opponent is like in the background there. Except this time it's just gonna be just a little squonk going into the lake. Oh, but also, welcome to the stream, Waden. I forgot to say that part, but yeah, welcome to the stream. Alright, so, okay. Uh-oh. Alright, there we go. Now, I think I should probably whip myself up a quick little visualizer just to help me out. Alright, so let's see. And those were the times. Thanks. Alright, so, yeah. Nearly out of time, but should be good. I'm going to... It's going to be pretty hard to do this without a visualizer, but, I'll do my best. So I think I'm going to at least try it out with this. So first things first, let's just have the late go. Let's just have the late go kind of like that. And like this. So yeah, it's gonna look better than this. So I'm just gonna do that. Have the late go kind of like there. Just have a slight curve to it. And that's like a good way of doing it. Then I'll have to get rid of those leaves in the back, but that's fine. Now this one is probably going to be difficult to do. Alright, so let's have like an eye there. And like I did before, I'm just going to you know, I'm just gonna do the lines first and not concern myself with anything like the coloring. Now, I don't know how I'm going to like do it with the perspective shifts. I don't think anyone will notice, but it's still hard for me to like just push it out of my mind, you know? Alright, so suppose this guy could be considered flatter right there. So that should be a nice 10 there. Alright. least we hit 12 folks for a while, so that's good. And I know I didn't have it at the first section, and me having it here means I should probably, you know, do it at the other one, but I don't know. I'm just going to have them move at a slight angle. And I think that would just be helpful to me. Alright, so I flattened this out just a tad. So now it should be quite flat looking. Let's color each side of them so I can know for certain. So that's good. If I wanted to be lazy, I could probably just go ahead and just copy and paste those 3 frames and then just make it smaller each time. That would be the smart thing to do, but I don't feel... Excuse me, for once I don't feel like being lazy. So we're just gonna go ahead and go here and just start rising this man up again. Why do I keep calling the Squonka Man? I don't know. This is a male squonk, though. There's not really much of a difference, though. Suppose all squonks in this context would be both male and female, since they split apart in order to reproduce. Much like the Japanese man of war. Alright, so we got that going here and here. I think I made him too big too fast, so we're just gonna... Actually, an easy solution to this would be to just... Alright, let's just get rid of that. Alright, so let's just cut that. Alright, so let's just move that down a bunch more then. Alright, so now that that's there, let's just do that, put a D there. Let's just get a happy medium. Zoop. Alright, so I could just add the eye on after. So that's looking good so far. And so let's make it nice and flattened out. By the way, I saw Obsession recently, and it's a pretty good movie. And I really liked the ending. I think that was my favorite part. Because she finally got free, and that's good. Because that maniac was just controlling her. Alright, so we got that. Like for me, it seems like he's kind of looking like a mop now. But that's fine. Alright, luckily I caught that because the part would have been filling up the whole screen. I think once the slime gets to the top of the legs, it will switch to a swimming motion. I always let this fella keep sinning. I suppose I'll let him do so again, because I don't really have anything to say. But one thing that I have recently learned is apparently this song also premiered in a movie called Doctor Strangelove, where at the end everything got blown up. It's a really old movie, so I doubt spoilers were important. But it's old enough where they would matter if you wanted to see it, but I just really don't think any of you guys would have wanted to see it. Or if you did, you probably would have saw it already. But anyways.
We'll meet again. Don't know
Alright, so let's do that here.
Some sunny day. From the bloody talk to casting magic with just some chalk. Oh, come on now, what is next day? Talking rock. In your journey you met good friends and a new pet. Wherever you may go, you fought a hive mind AI, a very angry old slime, and a talking...
Oh, an angry old slime. That's what this guy is, but he's sad. It's a sad slime.
Thank you for coming tonight to our show.
That has to be like a YouTube name somewhere. Sad slime. If I remember it, I'll look it up later.
Alright, folks. So, how about that? A big finale, the best for
I know there's a YouTuber named Slime Sickle.
that you've enjoyed, and
They make Minecraft stuff.
we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know where, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Farewell, my good friends, thanks for the best of days. I hope we meet again sometime, someday.
Then I'll do some editing of this creature when it reaches inside of the water fully.
I know we'll meet
Because I'm gonna like go to paint.net and like paint a much better looking background than that part. But I should also like paint a bit to like take into account how it would look. By paint, I mean like screenshot it. Hope you guys are like working on your projects too while listening to this. Oh, okay, looks like it's about to crash now. Still loading. Okay. It really seems like it's about to crash, so I guess I'll say an outro now. Oh, never mind. But still, if you guys are here and you haven't liked it yet, please like the stream, it'll help it out. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that with the D. I don't know why I said it that way. favorite ones I enjoy is Fabio, Cruises, the J Brothers Animation Production, and Panchedo Matrix. That's neat. I assume those are like animation channels. My ones are a bit more. My ones are more like generic. I like Glitch Productions and Jaden Animations and stuff like that. They were entertaining and inspiring. The thing that inspired me to get into animation was Lilo and Stitch, the series. That was such a good show, and I always wanted to see if I can play my hand in animation, see if I can do something good with it. But I never did until 2020, because that's when I had the time to. Sup, KinCam? Welcome to the stream. Also, about to start an animation for a vid. Alright, sounds good, KinCam. Alright, so right now I'm doing this, and it's a bit of a complicated thing. Oh, Waden, did you see like the whole like goopy animation yet? I think you did. Alright, I'll show it to you anyway. Let me just go ahead and just do this. And so we're gonna just do this and that and that. But yeah, let me just, because I did a whole lot this stream. Did a teeny bit here before the stream, like adding the lines there. Alright, but anyways, I did all of this stream, so that's 3 hours of work right there. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So long just for one guy to do a little over a minute of animation, and I plan to do all of this again, but this time for 20 minutes. Am I insane? Possibly. Alright, so excuse me. Alright, so let's go here. I'm doing my assignments for my college digital media classes soon. Furnace episode 9 for the Mutant Fighters, that parade. Okay. Hopefully I finish soon, Waden. I like folks to like work on their stuff while listening. It feels like we're all like working together. I just like that. It just feels like it's a creative hub, you know? There's a guy that I watch on occasion. I forgot his name, but like he streams himself making his comic live, and I think that is very cool. And he invites like other creators to like go and just like listen to him as he does his stuff, so like everyone works together. And I think that's pretty neat. That's a pretty cool thing to do. I may title one of my streams that one day, but yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I might do that one day. I'll just do that and say that straight out. Maybe. Alright, so. Although I feel like folks like do that on their own, but I would like to like just announce it in the video, and like hopefully if someone is like putting off a creative project, they just come on by and just enjoy it. Mr. Man, was to get jumped by green goo. Yeah. That happened like last stream. The green goo went all over him. I'm just doing all of this before coloring. Then I could just add a random spot for the eyes. I think I put way more folds on him, like in this under portion. Don't know what the correct words for it would be. So that's good, I think. I'm not really seeing any openings, so that is good. Alright, so I could probably have some water lines go around them, but I think I'd rather wait on that. Sound that I just made, it reminded me of this old Disney movie called Up and Away. It was a pretty good movie. That was back when Disney bothered to make movies that weren't musicals, because those were just better, in my opinion, them not being musicals, and they just focused on the story. That was how it ought to be. But here's what I am going to say. Yeah, that's cool. It's like a show and tell party. Yeah. Yeah, so like Up and Away was about this family of superheroes, and they all, every single one of them had powers except for the main character. He wasn't born with powers, and they all get their powers from spinach. I think that was probably, looking back now, I guess that was probably a throwback to Popeye, the Sailor Man. One of them could fly. The little sister had heat vision, so the Thundermans actually stole like that tin from this show, because this was way before the Thundermans. Yeah, so, anyways, there's this company that's out here trying to actually brainwash the population, much like these AI folks are, like, trying to do now. Like, they're trying to, like, literally brainwash everyone in that movie. And I should probably say spoilers, but I don't know where you can possibly watch this. Maybe Disney Plus, but, I doubt anyone has that, but maybe. But yeah. So they basically try to mind control everyone, and then they actually manage to mind control the main character and have him betray his family and almost kill them, because for some reason tinfoil takes away their power. So yeah, that tinfoil basically nearly got his family kidnapped and killed, and then he ends up having to save the day with his friend and some girl. I forgot who she was to him. I'm knowing Disney, they probably tried to have her be a love interest. But anyways, it was a good movie. He managed to save the day because he didn't have powers, so that tinfoil didn't do anything to him. And he managed to save like all the other superheroes and managed to stop the mind control for now. And yeah, that was just a good show. I'm not really doing it credit, but yeah, it's called Up, Up and Away. Came out like 2001, I want to say. That was before any of us were born, but was pretty good time. All right, so thinking about making it split apart, but that seems like a dumb idea, maybe. But yeah, that's the idea of the show. Alright, let me actually take a listen because I want to see exactly how much time I have till Chloe shows up.
Caleb, really?
Alright, so around 10:50. Alright, let's use this as like a keeping point.
Caleb.
Alright, so 10:60. $10.60 sounds like a clock. Alright, so alright, so it's the 10:60. Yeah, so I could just do whatever, and that should be fine there. Right, so I'm thinking let's have everything just puff out. So alright, so let's go ahead and do this here. so 937 and 55. So it's like 20 frames, so like roughly estimated 20, so it got 60 frames. Right, more than enough. Okay. So yeah, just around nearly done. All right. And so let's just have this part just swell. I could do touch-ups like on my own time. So let's just do something kind of like that. And hopefully this gets the point of its swirling nature. Alright, so let's just do something kind of like that. Just have it deflate right like there. Hopefully I remember to like just have water come out like there. Right, so now all that needs to be done is coloring. Now, obviously, I did not fill in all the points, but wouldn't it be great if I did though? Just fill in all the lines from the get-go and everything is just done, and I could just fill it in just like that without having to hit the undo button or anything like of the sort. That'd be nice. I've never done that once though, so it ain't happening, but that would be nice. Excuse me. Oh wow. Am I actually going to do it? Oh, no. Well, that was more of a misclick than an accident, so I'm still gonna count it. So that's great. Up, and it still happened anyway. Alright, so where's the line? Here's the line. There it is. Like I said, it happens every time. Do that there. Alright, that's for the eye. So let's put this to trees. Actually, let's see how this looks on its own first. It looks laughable. But I like it. Alright, so let's go with the trees. Alright, let's do that and make it temporary. Alright, so that's good. Then the next stream should be able to cover like Maddie Chu's part, Maddie Chu's line. So that's good. And I could just add this later. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing where I stretch out the tins by 2 here just to make it nice and uniform, and stretch out the next one by 1. So there's there. Alright, let's expand that a little more, because this one's gonna pop fast. Alright, so not only that, I gotta make a few more background stuff, and everything should be good after that. Alright, got just 6 folks watching. That's fine. I guess they're all squonked out. Quite frankly, I am too, just a bit. But all of that should work well. Let's put it all together, so let's see how that looks there. Alright, so that's good like that. I may change the color a bit to like the green one during the zoom out part, but other than that, it should be fine. Alright, so let's just take one more look at the entire turn that I've accomplished today. I started from frame like 733 today, then finished on frame 1030. That is just quite a feat for me. Yeah, so that's like 10 or so seconds of animation done today, which is great. So let's just do the entire mountain section. Look at this. As they say, that's a face only a mother could love. I don't know why they say that kind of phrase, and what in the fuck? Yeah, it also made it much more slimy, so just hit there, and then we got that. Made that melt around his foot, and then all of that right there. Need to add the words, but that's about it, so that's great. Alright, so I'm gonna end it here. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to press that like button and subscribe for more random live streams as well as animations, because you don't want to miss this when this finally comes out on there's also art, time lapses, all kinds of stuff. Art, all art related, so you're gonna love it. So do that, and also share this channel with your friends so you can see, so they can all witness what I am, an animator. So, until next time, this is Invasion Animation, wishing you all a good night, because it's become night now. I guess I've been streaming that long. Alright, bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.